Everything is the same. But important matter is how we connect. We are so much isolated from everything. That's why we don't understand what's going on. That's why now that they are saying to me, why you do this and you do that and you do this and you do this, because that I know, I feel. How I know? I don't know nothing. Actually, I don't know better than anyone, but I do know only just with my feeling. What I know. My, I am exist. My existence I know. And I know when my existence, I know this is exist. And this is the connection I know. And with these connections is mental. Also, without mental, you cannot do anything. Without mental, you cannot work nothing. So beautiful things you are doing now with mental. You will going to back, then you have to feel and you have to see, you have to do, and then you bring that your everything with mental. You don't have material right now. You are only with mental. You put your mental power in now that in these missions. That's why I use, of course, that when, for example, as a human being, when we was together, so when I was starting talking to you this way, if I would not able to show you this, you would say to maybe, yes, thank you, it was very nice, but well, we need to see. Because not you trust and respect, no. You trust, even you trust or you believe, but even though what we have to do, so I have a power to show you with the water, you can clean the water. With the water, you can be immediately encapsulate, all this gasoline, all the fires. Also, you can encapsulate and also the wires. And you can do also breakdown, which is all the oil and the water cannot mix. You can do also all flame safe things. Only use the water. And what the water is, normal water cannot do it, because normal water is not water, because we don't know water, because this is liquids what we know, because it comes that from the city, the water come from the whatever they catch. But this is not water without vortex and without high mineral in it. So when you put that mineral, when you manage that water, when you set the water, when you make the rich water make all missions. That is the point, is water is really respecting and expecting and do it that missions with your wishes. So this is the connections between water and us, which is we have in water in our body, and here too. They are magnetic field too. So I can talk the water millions different words, but important matter is, please, we have to really receive water for our body, not only liquids. Liquids means this for me, who take all these minerals out and only just liquids. And these liquids is not give any energy for the human. So, that is what I am saying. Please, I am really pleasing for you guys. This is very important that what you are concerned and what you want to really that inform the world, which is I am also wishing very directly and very perfectly, but sometimes it's very difficult to explain that, which is really in reality. You can make the all kind of film, which is by dark microscope or creating photos or different type of technology, which is the water has really some effect, and water has some intelligence, and water has some soul. Water is exist. So, and there is some beautiful movements are the water. You can feel, for example, when you are in the forest, when you take that forest water and breathe that air, you can feel total different than when you come that take the from top water and when you breathe from the city. This is two total different. Even that your body will be not immediately adjust that systems when you are living in the city. When you are living in the forest, you cannot adjust the city. When you live in the city, you cannot adjust, the wall. It is like forest or wild area. What happens here is you as a human one. But here's important things is, please, the moment what we are managing. I can explain about for the water. Water has beautiful energetical feel. Water make every kind of life, and with the water, this planet will be only life existent planet are only exist with the water. So water also transmitter. Water is the beautiful catalyzer, and water is not only just the life, water is also the teacher. The water is actually, for example, we have now this water, which is, is already created and highly mineralized and highly, very beautifully energized. With this water, we can able to clean all totally the planet, which is all the water in the planet, groundwater, toxic wastewater, sewage water, seawater, and rivers, and also we are cleaning now. For example, same water with the same informations, we just cut the fire. And same time, we can also reheal, reconstruct, and reconstruct all kind of different soil. We can treat the soil for immediately in 2 months, 3 months. You can even that desert soil can be immediately be available to make all these trees or plants is grow. So you can balance the soil with the water, with this energy, and same water. You can see that transmissions like a gold or platinum or another. You are able this, and also this water cleaning totally air. You can clean the air in the atmosphere is freely. In the wherever in the storage area, or you can clean all kind of air, which is very important also in the ground. Also many main field, which is the mine fields, has lots of different gases. You can just, but with this water energy, which is that equipment we can use only with the water. What water does? Water, for example, normal water, it will be when you put normal water in the sea, this water will be only 1 meter effect. It goes. But with the idle water goes directly from here to the end of the or all the size of the sea. So this is what I am talking about, which is vibration energy. This is like magnetic field, like a magnet, which is when you have a lighter, there's the magnet. When the magnets happen, that immediately flame come. This is like magnet as goes to like dominoes. So, but you have to have the vibrational energy. The water has to be reached as much 21 day, we call that water life. So that means is water always give that information. I made the water. That was the water has information before, and I am giving the water the information. The water recognize immediately originality and then become real water. Real water means is recharge, rich, and which is very much supporting the life in the planet. That's why I don't like to say dead water. There's no dead water, only liquids. So that's why very important for us, the water can do everything. Without water we cannot do, but water is only transmissions, only the energy in the planet, safely and beautifully and very fast, and all this what we need to know the water, to recognize the water and respect the water, but not misuse the water and use the water, and with recycling. For example, I want to tell you something. This is very important. If we have today left only 10 tons water, if we have today left only 10 cubic meter air, if we have only left 10 tons soil, who can live? When is the air is finished, you have to be clean the air always. You have to clean also water, and you have to clean that soil. If you cannot clean those, when you are not able to do, you cannot live. But with this technology, with this water, you can clean everything and you can live in the planet. We don't want to be in that moment come. That means when we are with the populations, when we are left over, only that moment 10 tons water for each people, each person. This is not what I want to see. That's why we have to really reach one point to understanding, and water is really not only need, water is only the power for the life. That's why we can do with this moment, this hope, cleaning the fresh water. I want to tell you something which is not necessary to get from the sea the water. Sea water only liquids. Sea water not yet for the human. Sea water is only just liquids. You can just use the sea water. Sea water is only for the sea animals and sea living things, but not yet developed like a fresh water. So today we have to have that, we have enough fresh water. If we clean, if we cannot misuse, then we can just really not survive, we can success. And also I can be sure with this technology, with this system actually, that we can really recycling the water, and this water can do clean everything. So water is mentally, water is physically, whatever you suggest, the water has really power and energy and informations. Because that elements is very unique, the magnetic fields. Every element has magnetic fields. Every element has different movement, different duty. And that duty exists in the cosmic systems. And the system is our planet has, every element has a one duty. Every element has a systematically movement. When you know that systematically movement, when you are with the system together, you can do directly the contact with these elements. And you have to know that what element is binding each other. What elements is moving each other, like a NS, like NN, which is not that magnetic field what I am talking only. Also, there is so many different affections, and also which is oxidation way. There is so many different things that in our life we don't know. We have to discover. So it is very important that one is after the one oxidations, and one algae after there is another life comes. So, but we have to know what the minerals bring each other, that what kind of energy. So this is very important. That I feel the minerals like a stars. They are part of the stars. So that is the one mineral has also one nails. What we have here is part of the oldest universe, is developed 4,000 billion years later. So each individual, helium, neon, hydrogens, after carbon, three oxygens, and then after nitrogens comes. Only the star energy is helium, neon, hydrogens, 3.1 billion years. And then after the carbon, 4.2 billion years. There is left around 500 millions. This is the after that immediately, which is nitrogen comes. With the nitrogen, the atmosphere is life begin with the carbons. So what the star energy and star energy has until that development to like a we are existing moment, and this moment with our little nails after the 4.12 billion years later is these nails is already created, and also the minerals. So these minerals for me is like a stars. Star has the beautiful energy. Star energy is every galaxy and every planet has 5.5 billion years, but stars more than 50 billion years or up to trillion years. So this is the energy. From that helium, neon and hydrogens, from the ashes come that carbons. We are coming from ashes and from water. So this is totally different. How this planet is came, we have to request first. This is also another dimensional. So if you know that all the questions, then you can develop really, and you do know what is the really exactly what is the mineral is, and you can use the mineral as like a stars. That's why I was using that electric today. That's why I was using that more than that, the gold. The more than that was only water. That water was like powerful than the another element, which is what we know, like a gold. It's not. That's why I'm saying this is you have to know the really what is the element is. Element for me is star if we know. So we have lots of 1,000 billion stars in front of us, but we don't know, we don't recognize. In here, billion stars in here, we don't know. So we are. That's why we are water. Water us and water is oneness. Water is total. So, and water and air is the same. When you froze or when you dump is water and air and water. And soil also was, and that was the water too. That's why it is everything is mineralizations. Actually, our planet is made it with ionizations and mineralizations and mineral movement. How all these different type of the planet is became from the ashes, from all these stars, and same time that all this effect is always is the continue always in here. This is crystals. We call this one, even when you froze or whatever, you can manage the diamond. This is the crystals, everything. But important is, please, we are seeing only the water as a liquids because it is very, I am very uncomfortable that humans sees that water because every day they drink and they think they don't respect this. They don't know this because they can feel, they can find every time this water. But one moment is arrive, we will not be able. That moment I am not hoping. That's why this hope is ready. We can clean all kind of, what we manage, what we disturb, misuse that water, and that beautiful source we can return, reverse. That's why the mineralizations and ionizations has to be richness in the water has to be, every human has to know what the mineralizations, and then they make the ionization themselves. Very important another sources in our body is blood, and also as a liquid, as a water. And also water has to be very excellent pH. What we call the wide excellent pH is some area which is by the stomach, there is pH from 0 to 4, and also 4 in the blood has to be 7.2, 7.4, and also for the different area, which is we have to have that more than 6.9. Always pH is affecting for our body, because if you have acidics, when you always that use the acids, and when you use when you eat all the acidics, all kind of food, you became totally different emotions. Also, it will affect you and your health. For example, you have to have that when for the red cell and white cell, and also the blood cells, total blood cell has to be 7.2 exchanging with the 7.4. And also when we are always getting from what we eat daily for the junk food or another things, that always that we have always acidic in the body. When we are eating always meat, when we are eating all the fatness, and become that always acidics makes always the blood cells is very easily and very fast, which is weak. And also here that which is alkali, the for the food, alkali food and alkali waters are always healthy. Always they are, I'm talking about not very much alkali, but alkali waters are very, very healthy. And also normal water, when you drink the normal water daily 3 or 4 liters, that make always our body is alkali, which is that alkali means after 7 pH become alkali, and then when is 7 is pH 7 is normal neuter, and after the 7.1 is becoming alkali, and 6.9 becomes acidics. When you drink a lot of water, and water not only clean the body, and water also make body